Did you believe that you were guaranteed to get your money
Yes.
back?
My worst case scenario was, okay, if these are not sold, perhaps I can get the vapes and then sell them myself to just try to recoup my original investment.
You told us, Mr. Bramlett, in your papers that the plaintiff called your father at some point?
Yeah, my dad just called me and he said, hey, there's some guy calling me about, a business he started with him. I don't know anything about it. I told him, he's gonna have to ask you because I don't have any part of it. And then I called Sam and said, hey, do you mind not contacting any more of my family members? This is between us.
Mr. Schmidt, what prompted you to do that?
I couldn't get him to return a text or a phone call, Your Honor.
So you called his dad?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what did you say?
His father didn't answer the phone, so I left a message. And immediately after that, about 5 minutes later, I got a call from Mr. Bramlett, and he had said, hey, don't call my family. And I said, well, I needed to get you on the phone. You won't return my text messages. As you can see, I had texted him.
What was the message you left for his father?
I'm trying to talk to your son about the vapes that he has. I'm trying to get this all figured out. If you could return my call or have him return my call, something to that effect.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and open this up to my colleagues.
I think there may be some confusion about your damages. You seem to be suing not only for the cost of the vapes, but for your potential profits. Because you say in your last paragraph, I couldn't get anywhere with Logan. I never got the vapes back, my invested money, or the 15% return on my investment. But the only thing the defendant agreed to was to reimburse you for your outlay of money for the vapes.
Your Honor, if we just back up for a second, my original agreement was with both parties.
Yes.
When we had ordered the vapes, they were supposed to be delivered to Mr. Randall's house. The day before, Mr. Bramlett stopped them at the UPS store to pick them up.
And why was that?
Well, I had cut Wes out of the business. At that point, we had agreed that I would go get the vapes from UPS because they were addressed to me. So I used my ID because it had my name on it.
Is that correct?
He had never spoken to me about dissolve.
No, I spoke to Sam about it. The only way I would continue to try to sell the vapes was without Wes as part of it.
So you took custody of the vapes?
Yeah, because they were addressed to me.
And you would agree that it was your responsibility to maintain conscientious custody of them?
I'll agree with you there. I was upset, so I didn't make the right decision there.
All right.
So how much were the vapes worth that was left?
I would have to do the math because it's like $3 or something like that
Can you do
per
the
vape.
math? I want to know what it's worth.
$3.15 was what they cost.
You
so there
sold
would've
about
been
194, so whatever is left, what is that worth?
About $3,150. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
But even if you unloaded the entire inventory, you still probably would not have recouped your entire investment.
I would have recouped my entire,
You
because
would have.
we would have sold them for the retail price.
How much were you selling them for?
If it was like an order of 200 or more to a vape shop, it would have been around like $5 a piece per vape, somewhere in there. It just depends on what you negotiated with each, shop.
Did you have any bulk sales of the 194? I assume not.
Well, we did sell, what he got paid for, like $800 I paid him for a bulk sale, a couple.
Okay, how much did you retain from that sale?
I think it was like $40, something like that, because all of it went to him except for my little bit of profit. And I did lose money as well. I invested my own money in gas and travel and stuff too. So.
Good. All right, parties are excused while we deliberate in this matter. Thank you both very much.
This courtroom is now in recess, so we'll have you wait outside.
All right, like so many business ventures that we see that have somehow fallen out of the plan or not succeeded, lack of a written agreement is really at the nub of this issue. The plaintiffs and the defendants kind of use terms very loosely. Investment and morphing into a loan, like a business partner with benefits or something like that. It was a little bit unclear. Bottom line, I think the actual issue here is who is responsible for the lost vapes under all of the circumstances. I think the loss has to fall on the defendant. I would suggest we give the plaintiff the benefit of the doubt that there were 950 vapes to be returned. Multiply that by the cost to him to purchase those vapes. I think it was $3.15. And I think that should be the verdict in favor of the plaintiff.
Look, we don't even know if this was an investment or a loan.
It sounds like an investment, but...
I mean, had this whole thing with dropping off the vapes not happened, I would say he's probably entitled to nothing.
At a loss, yeah.
Right? But they essentially reached an agreement that he was going to drop off the vapes and they would call it square. And either he didn't or he did so in an incredibly irresponsible way.
Right.
So he bears the loss, and I agree. He should recoup the wholesale price.
We have a verdict.